What episode?
Oh, yeah.
I don't even try. I just won't. I shouldn't put the buttons so close to you guys.
I figured it's an anniversary. Why not give it a one-time
That's what the
Macho
people
Man,
wanna hear.
oh yeah.
That's what the people want to hear. Hello, welcome to Entertain This, a podcast about movies, TV shows, and video games. My name is Hayden, and with me I have
Mitch.
Good time.
And today we are celebrating 1 year of Entertain This exclamation point.
Episode 52.
That's not the right button.
Was it though? Was it?
Episode 52. We've been recording for over a year, but this is we're calling it right here. This is the year. So, man, we've learned so much. We actually have.
We've learned more about the podcasting way.
Yeah, getting our own equipment and how to talk and all sorts of stuff. But we'll get into that.
A, B, C.
We'll get into that later. We'll get into that later because we're going to talk about our favorite parts of the podcast the past year in the meat and potatoes of this episode. But before we begin, we have to do our social medium plugs. Mitch.
You can go to entertainthispodcast.com. That's got all you need.
All right.
But we also have a Facebook group, which is Entertain This Podcast. We have our Facebook page, which is Entertain This. We have our Twitter, which is @this.entertain. And we have our Instagram, which is @entertain.this.
And our Patreon.
And our Twitch.
And
Yeah, we got
which
it all.
for your convenience is in one location now, except the Twitch stuff, but you have to go to that for that.
Yeah, if you go to entertainthispodcast.com, you can access all that stuff.
We got it all. Cool. Well, so we're going to do a quick run through of news and... Oh, wait.
Someone.
That's right.
Oh,
Somebody
wait.
got
Punished.
punished.
Oh, yeah.
Each week we spin a wheel and one of us decides who gets punished
I think
to watch
they know
a
this.
bad movie, TV show, or play a terrible video game. And to be sure, we got Mitch last go around. Mitch, what did you have to watch?
Spencer, thank you if you're listening
Yeah,
for
he was a guest speaker last week.
allowing me to watch Chopping Mall. An
The
hour
trailer.
and 17-minute movie.
The trailer for it, when I finished watching it, it was like 5 minutes.
The trailer makes it seem like it's a lot better movie than what it would be.
No,
'Cause
it
the
didn't.
dramatic music and stuff to it.
It did not seem like a good movie based on the trailer.
Well, watch
It
the
looked
movie.
like
The
Alpha
trailer looks
5
great.
and a Dalek had a kid, and that's what was patrolling this mall.
You watched the movie. Yeah, it was worse.
Here's the whole premise of the movie. Security team, gone in this new mall.
Uh-huh.
New security team, 3 robots. One patrols each level.
Mm-hmm.
They don't kill. They just have like incapacitating darts and tasers and
They pretty
lasers
much,
that blow stuff up.
they pretty much gave up and started killing towards the end.
Oh yeah. They pretty much killed everybody except for
Yeah.
like 2 people.
Were they there after dark?
They were.
It's after hours.
Yep.
Exterminate.
These teenagers snuck in because they're rebellious and they were sleeping with each other. And
Were they
Of
teenagers?
course they
though?
were.
well, all but 2 of them were.
The 80s makes you think like everybody was just doing anything.
Yeah.
They were just all having
Well,
sex.
they were probably 18, 19. They weren't like, I don't know. They seemed like they were.
They look like they were in their 30s. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, they look like it,
teenagers.
but they portrayed themselves like
Oh.
younger teenagers.
We're young and stupid.
But yeah, they're all like hanging out and having sex in the furniture shop.
Not all of them. The survivors didn't have sex because that's a thing.
That's how you survive a horror
The
movie.
robots knew they were good people. That's
Yeah.
why they were allowed to live.
We'll go easy on you.
Virtuous folk.
One guy, one of the 2 survivors, hits his head like in the last 10 minutes of the movie, and there's just like blood pouring out all over the ground. And then at the very end of the movie, the girl that survives, she looks up, and he's up on like the 2nd floor going, "Hey," waving, holds out this big towel of like blood.
It's toilet paper. He holds like a
Or
roll of
toilet-
toilet paper.
I'm actually okay. And
Yeah.
then the robot goes, "Are you?"
There
Does he
was
die?
one. No, he doesn't.
Oh, wow.
There was one funny part. This one girl goes looking for her boyfriend, doesn't see him until she literally trips over his leg
Yeah.
that's like sticking out from the wall. And then when she runs away, like eventually she gets shot in the head with a laser, and it just goes. You just see
Yeah.
like bits fly everywhere,
It's like,
like 1980s bits.
they like paper mache a balloon with like, ketchup and stuff in it.
They put like an M80 in it
Yeah.
and just like, blow it up now.
Wow.
Pow.
They cut to it right before like the wig goes careening off. the
You
screen.
see like all the nonsense on the
Yeah.
inside, the tag, the label.
You had one guy like he grabbed somehow this store in the mall sells M16s,
Yeah.
And
Well, it was the 80s.
It was the 80s.
Times were different.
they went in there and he grabs the M16. He's getting ready to like fight the robot or whatever. So him, another guy with a shotgun, and one with a pistol are all shooting. But he's like standing up and he's like doing like an Elvis like shuffle dance back and forth while he's shooting.
He shoots from the hip.
Yeah.
Everybody, that's how you shot people from the 80s.
But it's like somebody described how Rambo shot to him, and he's like doing it because he's like gyrating around and stuff like that, shooting. And then,
Yeah, like he's like moving to a beat as he shoots.
so they keep shooting these robots that are chasing him, and
to no effect.
to no effect because the bullets, all they do is just spark off of the robots, and they're just chasing them down.
The 80s made me feel like watching like all those movies, like in real life, like there'd be a lot more instances where I had to use an M16 and hip fire and stuff when I got older.
I don't know where they get all the ammo from.
I don't know why everybody hip fires.
No,
I really don't. It's like nobody ever just took it, went, huh?
because they saw it on Rambo,
Or any Schwarzenegger movie back then.
I don't understand what the point of making this movie was. But, like others, they have reviews where, oh, yeah, this is an 8 out of 10 or 9 out of 10. Just like, the other crappy movies.
About like robots taking our jobs or something like that.
But it's 2021. Robots don't patrol malls now.
Because
it's still
this
a bunch of people who could,
this
who
movie
could make it
saved
as
us.
actual cops
This movie saved us from having
from Skynet
robots taking over. Yeah.
So,
and robots.
this
going
movie
around.
was allowed to fill as a real California mall as long as they did not damage any of the facilities.
Yeah. How'd that go?
There's one part where they're like running down to the sports store that has all the guns.
Of course it does.
Yeah. And he's like, don't worry, I've got the key. The next screenshot.
There's a brick through a window.
He's just throwing something through the window. You see the window break. Because one of them's like, how do we get in? Don't worry, I've got the key.
That was dumb.
Yeah.
That is kind of.
It was funny, though.
That is kind of funny.
But like at the very beginning of the movie, there's two girls like arguing about whether she should go on this date or not.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're talking to their cook at this Italian restaurant that's like in the middle of like smoking a cigarette while he's like stirring some lasagna. It's
the 80s.
It's weird, yeah.
If you don't have some tobacco ash in your lasagna,
Did you even have lasagna?
No. So
Oh, supposedly they actually built 5 remote control robots. So those were real robots. They weren't like somebody sitting in it like a go-kart kind of thing.
yeah,
I was kind of surprised with that.
that's where all their budget went.
3 robots.
Their budget was $800,000
Wow.
for that movie in the 80s.
Did they make it back?
That's a lot of money in 80s
Don't
time.
see, yeah. I don't see that they did, and I'm pretty sure they didn't.
Well, yeah. I mean, you can watch it for free on YouTube right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've never heard of this movie until Spencer brought it up last week. So
Yeah, it was really bad. It was not good.
So, well, what would you give this movie, Mitch?
3, because I'd still rather watch it over Cats. At least it was funny bad.
Yeah.
Cats was just bad and
Butthole
annoying.
cut.
Yeah.
So each episode we've punished people with whatever movie, bad TV show, video game, and this being our year episode, our grand, congratulations, we made a year. We've decided that the 3 of us have picked out punishments. Some of us have been harboring punishments for months, if not since the beginning. And this is going to be the episode that we unload. So at the end of the episode, we'll all point and decide who's getting
I have
punished
a
with what.
bad feeling about this.
So, stay tuned. All right, well, let's move on to the news and reviews section, where we talk about things that we've watched and things that are coming out. Mitch.
Okay, well, I had TV shows, and we'll start off with this. It's not as good, or it's not like the original, and even though it's a CW show, it's really not that bad. I mean, it's a family-friendly show that you can watch, but it's Walker, the remake of Walker, Texas Ranger. It's got Jared Padalecki, which is the Sam Winchester from Supernatural, and like I said, it's not the best, but it's
He's Dean from Gilmore Girls. Okay, get it right.
Dean from Gilmore. What?
Yeah.
Didn't know he was in that.
Hey, how do you not know that?
Never watched Gilmore Girls.
Yeah, that wasn't one of the ones I watched as a young guy.
You guys are missing out. It's a great show.
But basically, it's this guy. You find out in the very first episode he's been undercover. He comes back, and his wife also is like a Texas Ranger.
She's undercover.
Well, she was killed while he was undercover.
No one told him?
No. I mean, it was part of his investigation stuff. She got found out, and she got killed. So then he's kind of been in rehab because he kind of went off the bin drinking and stuff. Well, then the show picks up. That's all the flashback starts out. He comes back. They've got 2 kids that their grandparents have been keeping, and when Walker comes back, he's trying to get his life back together with I guess being a father figure for his kids and everything like that, because he was just kind of depressed. The neat thing, though, to make it, I guess it makes it look a little more realistic, and the emotions and stuff, is his real wife plays his wife in the year, but she was also Ruby in Supernatural.
Yeah,
but
doesn't he murder her in Supernatural?
He does.
Oh, okay. It's an interesting relationship.
Viciously.
Here's the deal, dear. No matter what we do together, you have to be the one that dies. All right.
Because this is what's making all the money.
this receding hairline right here. Have you seen his freaking hairline?
Who?
He's got like the Nicolas Cage thing going on right now.
Oh, he's doing like the
Who
Peyton.
The Jared, what's his flick?
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does. Let me pull
All right, continue talking while we investigate further.
But it's got what's her name?
You do it because I don't want to lose my news.
There was a girl that played Raven in the 100. She's his partner in this, Mickey Ramirez.
Mickey's so fine.
But she plays his partner. She's like a new Texas Rangers rookie, learning how to go with the flow and everything like that. But it's a pretty good show. It's decent. Like currently, the last thing I saw, the people that he was undercover working with, 2 of them have died throughout the show that he was, I guess, investigating. Well, come to find out, somebody that's that he got locked up, his son found out he goes to the same school as his daughter because they moved to the area. Mm-hmm. And so that's kind of where it left off. And the little boy is like hitting on his daughter because they're high schoolers. And he's been hanging out with them and stuff. And he hasn't found out that he's the son of the guy he put away.
Somebody's about to die. Some little boy.
Yeah, he's got the.
Let's see.
It's happening.
Let's see.
Oh, you pull up. Like, I think he's got a mugshot too.
Yeah, he does.
Oh yeah,
you
he's
can
been
see here and then see.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Look at that 6 head.
Yeah.
He's got
a forehead
got
for
the
days.
Peyton Manning.
Well, there's a reason in Supernatural, like one of the demons called him Moose because he's a big guy.
Well, I mean, his forehead keeps going. You could watch a movie off that thing. So
yeah, he's got the 5 head.
But it's not a bad show. I'd give it like a 6 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
It's worth watching if you like that brand of stuff.
No,
I don't. Chuck Norris is my Walker Texas Ranger.
Is Chuck Norris cameoed in the show at all yet?
And he doesn't go around like Chuck Norris, like roundhouse kicking everybody. Now he's beat up a few.
Then why the hell do I want to watch this show?
Most of them that he's killed, he's because he's been shooting.
The best thing I ever saw was Chuck Norris in one of the Walker episodes was walking in like the desert, and there's like a glint of a sniper scope behind him, and he just felt it. And he turns around, whips out an Uzi, and shoots the sniper from like a mile away. And I was like, all right.
He's a dead shot.
Walker.
So I'm waiting for crap like that.
When he did it, his beard like rustled a little bit. Like, yes.
But anyways, I've been watching this show, and I'll probably keep watching at least through this first season to see how it goes.
Yeah.
But that's my review. It's a good show. It's got several characters from Supernatural that are in it. Supposedly, eventually, Jensen Ackles is going to have like a part, like a small part in it, like probably as a bad guy or something like that. But it's neat. If you like Supernatural and you liked a lot of the characters, they not reprise their roles, but like
this is Supernatural 2.0. Are they going to like start working together, killing Satan and stuff like that?
I doubt it.
Okay. Walker Texas Ranger versus Satan.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
But I'll go ahead and move on to my news.
All right.
Loki.
Yeah.
Now, we've mentioned that it's coming out, but here's a little more information on what all's going on. It'll be coming out June 11th. It's going to focus on time travel, which I'm sure from the trailers you could tell. And it's going to be about Loki, or the Time Police, which is the Time Variance Authority, or the Timekeepers, are going to be helping Loki fix the mistakes that he's made because he took the Tesseract and changed time.
Are those the ballsack people from Rick and Morty?
No, it's the one.
Metaphorically,
don't mess
yes.
with time. Think he was smart, Snake?
It's the Jean-Claude Van Damme people.
But so they'll be going back and forth through time. They said it's going to involve a lot of like history, like myths and urban legends. Like I saw, there's one part where he's dressed up. He's DB Cooper that jumped out of the plane, never found because he gets teleported out after he jumps.
Question.
Interesting.
So they're okay. Well, they Loki screwing with time. That's a no-go. Right. They don't want that to happen. But when the Avengers like undo the universe,
that's because if he went back in time and stole the Tesseract, that makes one variant. Well, they showed like this thing where there's like multiple things that have to be fixed.
Okay.
But Loki has the space stone, so that's why they kind of went to him to make him help. Because all the wrongs he's already done, they want to make him help fix
How did
it.
he go back in time with the space stone?
Because he had the Tesseract.
Doesn't that move you from point A to point B, not through time? Doesn't the time stone make you move through time?
Well, he's not necessarily going through time. He's going through space, which is all other dimensions. It doesn't say that it's specifically time, but the timekeepers can time travel. But he's working with them. He's got the space stone, so he can travel dimensions. They can travel time.
I don't know. The trailer looks pretty good, though. It looks way better than Winter Soldier. So, you know.
I'd be interested to watch this one.
Mm-hmm.
And for this Loki, Thor 2, 3, and Infinity War never happened. Like anything after he disappeared never happened for his character. So he never got redeemed and like became good friends with Thor.
Yeah, because he's
And
the
got
Loki.
killed by Thanos.
He's a Loki from the first Avengers.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
He's
So-
still bad Loki.
Yeah, so he's never had all those experiences that kind of turned him good towards the end of, Endgame and Infinity War. So be a little interesting.
So the Thanos neck snapping Loki, he dead.
Yeah.
Dead. All right, gotcha.
So, this is like right after the first Avengers Loki. So
This is also is Marvel. No one's ever truly dead.
Well, their perspective and their timeline is dead, but then they go back in time, and I already showed like a cut scene, like in the trailer, like a brief moment where he's sitting with Black Widow.
yeah.
So she come back.
Probably.
This movie, or this will come out right right before her movie now, because they moved it from May to July.
It'll never come out. Like No Time to Die or whatever.
No,
We'll never see it. We'll never be able to talk about it other than, will it come out in our lifetimes?
there's no time.
Time is a myth.
But that's my news.
Sweet. Good job, Mitch. I'll talk about movies.
Okay.
All right, so I watched, for the first time since the show wrapped, Breaking Bad. And so it's been over 10 years now, right?
Almost 10 years.
Yeah. And then I watched El Camino. I had seen El Camino without watching the show recently, like a year ago, and it was okay. But then after watching the show, I immediately watched El Camino. It was a lot better. The show, the movie didn't really have to be made. It didn't really serve anything besides just kind of giving you a little bit more closure with everybody here has watched Breaking Bad, right?
Yeah.
I've seen
3 of us, yes.
bits of Breaking Bad. Yeah, I know how it ends, but whatever. Isn't El Camino about Jesse, though?
Yes.
Okay.
So Breaking Bad, in a nutshell, Walter White, who's played by Bryan Cranston, is a chemistry teacher, gets lung cancer, and he's just so fed up with society screwing him over by doing the right thing for so long, he's decided he's going to make meth to provide for his family before he dies. 5 seasons later, he's like this amazing drug lord kingpin, and
he's Heisenberg at this point.
He's Heisenberg.
He's the one who knocks.
And everybody like is afraid of him. He's like the most wanted person in America. His wife and kids are at
Walter Jr.
Yeah, well, his name is Flynn. Okay, but they all like are at at odds with him because they understand what he's become, and it's pretty cool just to see like the evolution into madness of doing illegal activity portrayed from somebody who's supposed to be like the quintessential dad of America. But anyway, when that like Breaking Bad is probably a very good just standalone story that doesn't need to be altered at all, and I'm all for that. So to take El Camino, which is about Jesse's character after Walter White, his story ends in Breaking Bad. Jesse's character picks up and gives you a little bit more closure. And it was good. You could tell that the production company, Vince Gilligan, the guy who made Breaking Bad, he really wanted to continue something on in the same intellectual property. And 10 years later, he had been mulling over the script with the people who've been working on Better Call Saul, which is the Breaking Bad spinoff about the lawyer. And a lot of people actually like that show better than Breaking Bad. I haven't finished it. I might go back and watch it one day. But anyway, so he had been writing this movie script. It was originally supposed to be a Breaking Bad episode, another episode, just 10 years later. And then he decided, no, let's go ahead and make it a movie so it kind of stands out and it's different.
Yeah.
And it would be kind of like in a different feeling for it portraying surrounding around Jesse and not Walter. And for the most part, it does. It still has that Sergio Leone, Western kind of feel, and they kind of double down on it in the climax of the movie where Jesse's like in a legitimate standoff with somebody. But they always kind of do their like modern, I outthought you, I outsmart you kind of twist on stuff. And if you haven't seen the movie,
He took the bullets out of the guy's gun the night before.
and it's a little bit more clever than that. I haven't. If you haven't seen the movie, it's worth the watch if you really like the show because it definitely gives you a little bit more closure for Jesse's character and all the impact that he has done to other characters and have happened to him. And then, but for the most part, the show ends with Jesse driving off,
In an El Camino.
And then just getting away. And then in the movie, he drives off, not in El Camino. I can't remember what he drove off.
Fiero.
Was it? No, it wasn't a Fiero.
That's what one of his buddies gave him.
No, because he goes to somewhere else.
Oh, he does.
He gets
I
out.
forgot about that.
He gets out and he drives off in somewhere else in a different vehicle, but he drives off again just to the unknown.
So this El Camino, is he making the blue meth?
No.
Not
There's
at that
no
point.
meth making in this movie. So, because the blue meth regime is done. That's Walter's gimmick. Is like his meth ability is so pure that the meth is blue for some reason.
It's like the greatest meth of meth ever to meth.
Like in this movie, he's also searching for the money from Todd,
yes,
the bikers at the
that's
end.
my one complaint. And nothing against this guy is that the character's name is Todd. He's played by Jesse Plemons. All right, but like the episode.
What's
where
his nickname?
Meth Damon. He looks like a goofier version of Matt Damon. But he so like when the show ends, when the final episode ends, he's in it. All right, and he's like 140, 160 pounds. Okay,
Kid.
Yeah, he's young. And then when the movie picks up, it's supposed to be like in that same area, like
Because this is a
the exact same-
flashback scene.
Yeah, it's all flashback stuff. And you see him in it, and he's like 260. He's a big boy. And he's got his like scrunched up face, and not even trying to hide it. At some scenes, he's like stretched and his guts hanging out. Like pooling over his pants. You're just like, God, what happened to that guy? Yeah,
He got stung by a bee. No.
man,
A pack of bees.
And I was reading about it, and Jesse Plemons was like, I did not know they were going to have me in this movie that much. like he didn't prepare enough for the role.
I should have did Weight Watchers.
Yeah. So, but it's a good movie. Like the story is well done. They kind of drag it out just a little bit to make it feature length. But the acting is well done. Aaron Paul doesn't go over the top. They give you a little bit of a fan-pleasing teaser moment where Walter shows back up in a flashback, and they have one more moment with Walter and Jesse because that's what everybody really wants to see. So, but it's good. I suggest like if anybody really enjoyed the show, and you haven't seen it in a long time, watch it all through again and watch El Camino. It's a fun process. So. I forgot how much that show really pushed the boundaries for network TV.
It did.
Like they were allowed like a certain amount of F-bombs a season. Like they had all these special deals worked out. It was like the first cable TV show, I think, to show boobs. Yeah, the first episode there's boobies.
Huh.
Yep. And I don't know how they worked that stuff out, but I mean it was definitely rated TVMA
Yeah.
and whatnot.
Yeah.
So
I only saw one fan edit for that entire show, and it's the bit where Hank's sitting on the John, and he figures out Walter White's Heisenberg, and the only thing that they did was they added the bloop sound while he's sitting on the toilet.
he dropped the bomb.
And somebody just comments like, that was all this show actually needed. The show is now complete. It's perfect.
That's funny.
I was looking up here. It says that Vince Gilligan, which was he the producer or the director?
Both.
Okay.
He also the writer.
He said he freely admits that this movie would never have been made if Better Call Saul was not such a successful show.
I talked a lot about how like Better Call Saul was kind of like the because he co-created Better Call Saul, he didn't sole create it, and like that show is still like just spurring on the story around Breaking Bad, it being the spinoff of it. And since it's doing so well, he's like, all right, I'll keep tooling with this idea. So there's going to be a sequel series to Breaking Bad. I guarantee it. I give it 10 years, and the children of all these main characters will be doing
Flynn's going to be making meth.
Yeah.
Eat my meth.
Stop. So we'll see what happens. It'll be, we'll see what happens. So, great. Spielberg, in my news section, anything that Spielberg does, I have to talk about. He is making an autobiographical movie, a semi-autobiographical movie, about his life. Obviously, hence the auto part of the biograph. But I don't know if you guys have ever read too much into Spielberg's life. He had a really troubled childhood. He's not exactly like, he's a pretty normal guy today, but like as a kid growing up, he was bullied a lot of anti-Semitism and stuff like that. And, I guess his father had experienced something to do with World War II. Well, anyways, Paul Dano from the Batman. Yeah, he's going to play
Riddler.
Yeah. He's also that goofy kid from There Will Be Blood.
He was like the preacher kid.
Yeah. He's going to play his father in this movie. And I guess this is a thing that Spielberg's doing entirely of his own
volition.
Yeah.
He's like, I got a lot of money. I can make this because I want to.
Pretty much. So.
And I'm Spielberg, so you're going to watch it.
Yeah.
His father, Arnold Spielberg, died August 25th last year at the age of 103. So.
It's an old guy.
Yep. So I guess this is more of an homage to him. But he's wrapped West Side Story, Spielberg's first musical, as far as I know. And he's
he did West Side Story, the movie.
Well, the remake coming out. Yeah.
Oh, they're remaking that.
Yes.
Why?
Because that's what Spielberg wants to do. When you're a $3 billion director, people just say, "What do you want to do, Spielberg?" And in between that and Indiana Jones, somewhere in there. Oh, nope, he stepped away from Indiana Jones. That's news. I didn't know that. Interesting turn for the
breaking news right here.
He stepped away from the 5th Indiana Jones film. I didn't know that. Well, there you go. So instead of doing Indiana Jones, he's doing this autobiography. So that'll be interesting to see. There's books on Spielberg's childhood and why he became so interested in film and how he used film as a way to channel all of his, rough childhood and stuff like that, being poor. The guy was poor as dirt. It's interesting to see how he used that art form to kind of break out. So there you go. No title on it yet. Yeah. Tam.
Me.
Yeah.
So I revisit. We haven't talked about. Well, we talked about it negatively on the show, but we haven't actually done a review of it. And it's Elder Scrolls Online.
Mm-hmm.
So it came out in 2014, and it sucked.
Mm-hmm.
It sucked because it came out on PC first.
Okay.
And granted, coming out after like one of the best games to come out in the last 20 years,
Skyrim,
and being a big online MMORPG, and everybody's like, "Oh, sweet, it's just gonna be Skyrim, but with my friends." It wasn't.
No.
The original game sucked, and then when it came out on consoles, that sucked too.
So kind of like Fallout 76.
Yes, I actually returned my original copy of Elder Scrolls Online.
Oh yeah.
I rebought it like maybe a year or two ago. Fired it up, played, and I was like level 5, and our friend Britt was like, "Oh, he's like, you're playing that? Here, I'll play with you." He's like, "Here, join me."
He's like level 6 million.
Yeah. So it's basically like, I'm like, a hobbit, and I'm playing with like, Gandalf.
Mm-hmm.
And, there's like a monster, and like I run up and hit him in the knee, and he just looks at me, and then Britt just like, casts a spell and kills everybody on the continent.
Yeah, he sneezes.
So I stopped playing, and then last night I fired it back up because I was reading some review where it's like, Elder Scrolls in 2021, is it worth it to come back? And somebody's like, yes. So they've already released a trailer bit where they're going to do next-gen graphics for it in an update.
Okay.
The character I had all those years ago was still on there.
Wow.
So I fired that back up and started playing. Controls were pretty easy to pick back up. Graphics-wise, right now, it still looked pretty good. It looked better than Blessed Unleashed.
Really? Is it like Blessed Unleashed? You go, you activate an attack, you attack a bad guy until he dies, and you pick up his loot, and
Well, you mean, yeah, you fight people.
So
but,
the questing process is all the same.
Well, there's a lot of questing.
Yeah.
So, and I'm in Skyrim, apparently.
Okay.
But, there's multiple places in Tamriel. I think Cyrodiil, Greymore just came out. I think they have the islands or whatever for the Elder Scrolls fans out there who know what I'm talking about. But when I was like, you have all these skill points you can use to unlock attacks. So I did that, and it's like, you can hotkey them to your controller.
Right.
I was like, all right, so if I press X, I do this crazy glowy spear stab thing. If I press Y, I shoot fire out of my hand and blow people up. If I press B, I heal.
There you go.
It's like, ooh, I unlocked these new attacks, RB and LB. Cool. Ran, just started beating the crap out of people. I was like, this is easy again. It was way better than Blessed Unleashed, where, like, I was like level 6, and they don't show you, like, what the level is of the other, NPC bad guys in the area in Elder Scrolls.
Oh, in Elder Scrolls? Okay.
Yeah. So I was murking people.
Okay.
And a stronger person would show up. I'd be like, oh, I got to really, deal with this.
So what he's saying, he likes it that he's already a higher level than the minions at the beginning.
Absolutely. He can't play a game where he's not the best person playing.
No.
So that's okay. We'll play Smash Brothers here in a minute. So
Gang up on him.
you can.
All right, okay.
I'll take you both down.
We have video proof that does not always work for you.
Yeah, we've
Not
done it.
always.
I did it once.
Like how you say it. Not always. Sometimes
It has
we
happened.
We win the race with your car with only 2 wheels.
All it does, we have to win when it counts. That's all.
Yeah.
So apparently Elder Scrolls Online is still thriving. It's still doing good. It's probably the closest you're going to get to like World of Warcraft on console.
And right now, it's on the Xbox Game Pass.
It's on the Game Pass right now as well.
It's free.
It is free.
Free's good.
I downloaded it.
Because when I reinstalled the game, because I deleted it because I needed room for Warzone many years ago, in Modern Warfare when it first came out, it was 75 gigs for Elder Scrolls.
I didn't look. I just hit
So
download.
you're telling me a continent where people and thousands of players roam around and do all sorts of individual tasks with all sorts of individual NPCs and items and elements has less data than Warzone,
Which is 150 people.
150 people, in an it's not even it's like a little
In a game that
city.
starts and ends.
Probably-
Not has to
probably
perpetually
Keep
exist.
going on.
At
yeah.
most, probably 100 miles from corner to corner.
No, it's not 100.
That's what I said at most. Well, if you wanted to be realistically.
It is probably from like the bottom left corner to the top right corner. It is probably 24 kilometers.
Maybe so. I don't know.
So
Yes.
that's insane.
And I mean, people are still playing because I was bumping into all kinds of crazy looking characters. I was like, is that a person I'm supposed to fight? And I was like, oh, no, it's another player.
What's crazy is like Zelda, Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
It's a huge continent where there's tons of individual temples and stuff like that. Lots of items, monsters, and whatever. Pretty decent graphics, for a Switch game.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like 30 gigabytes. And they can fit it on a thing, on like a piece of tape. Is what
That
it looks
little
like.
card.
Yeah.
Looks like an SD card.
Exactly. So, what they need to hire, the Warzone people need to hire somebody from Japan to be like, hey, make it small, do it good, do better,
Do
stuff.
we'll pay you money.
It's like that. They're talking about like Steve Jobs or whatever. It's like when he's like at like the nerd convention, he's like the only one up there and he's not wearing a belt. But it's like they don't show all the scientists who like came up with everything.
Yeah.
It's like the guys who show up like at E3. It's like, oh, this is what we've done. It's like, who's we?
Exactly.
It's like Steve Jobs. Like you burst in and go, all right, I want all this in that. Make it happen, or you're fired. And then walks out. He goes back like an hour later. Are we done? We need to make money.
Why you no doctor?
To buy.
All right, go ahead.
Apparently, there's a book coming out. Aliens Fire Team is getting a prequel novel, Aliens Infiltrator,
Ugh.
which I didn't even read the whole article. I can already tell you what's probably going to happen. There's some corporation, probably Wayland. There's going to be some people, and they're going to be messing around with xenomorphs, and things are going to get ugly.
Oh no. So okay, I feel like the Alien movie, the Ridley Scott #1, right?
Yeah.
That's the first incarnation of Alien, right? There was nothing before then, besides Prometheus. I don't know.
Well,
the whole Alien timeline is starting to really make me.
Well, the Prometheus and Alien Covenant and all that takes place beforehand. But this was the first encounter that we had with aliens, as far as the movies go. It's
but so what are these? alien colonial marines nonsense? When does that happen? I mean, do we just whatever?
I mean, if you want to be technical in the timeline, aliens have shown up on Earth in the Alien versus Predator Requiem and Alien versus Predator. They were on Earth way before Ridley Scott's because we didn't have space travel at the time in those movies.
That is true. AVP.
They were modern day.
I just don't understand how as a studio producer, I'm just like, wow, you get an alien movie, you get an alien movie, like
you get to make one.
They're like some of these alien movies are so serious and how detailed in science and like the philosophy, and you've gone too close to the sun trying to science and space exploration stuff. And one's just like, aliens crashed on Earth, everybody's an alien now. Oh no.
Predator,
the Premalian.
So apparently it's in the novel, some doctor, he arrives at some space station, a Weyland-Yutani facility, lured there by the promise of alien artifacts. Instead, he finds a warped bureaucracy and staff of misfits testing the effects of xenomorph biomaterials on living creatures.
Staff of misfits.
Unbeknownst to the personnel, however, there is an infiltrator among them whose actions could spell disaster.
Oh, so like the Breakfast Club. Okay. It's pretty
much so there's a guy that's like, let's commit genocide.
As they start receiving deliveries of alien eggs, the experiments spin wildly out of control, and only the former colonial Marines can stand between the humans and certain death.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I thought this was going to be.
That
was such a predictable... And I'm like, but Aliens Fire Team, I'm like, it just should be a game, you and your friends trying to fight xenomorphs and win.
Well, I told Tom earlier, it should be like a
Why does that need a novel?
Just run and shoot and try to make it from point A to point B with all the aliens chasing.
I don't know.
I figure, you don't need more source material about xenomorphs. We already have it.
Yeah.
You're just tacking on your version.
But that version's better.
It's just humans dicking around playing God, and then it goes all out of control, and then it's a bunch of grizzled veterans. This was our fault.
We didn't listen.
And then next thing you know, you're getting sucked through the floor going, game over, man.
So you think this is going to be bad before it comes out, huh?
I think this book is a stupid idea.
Yeah. It's kind of missing your audience when you're making a video game and then making a book
like
to read before the video
game. Predator and Alien fans, I guess there's a lot of novelizations for this. And they lose their mind for this crap.
I've got about 10 books.
Is it called
see?
Is it called Alien the movie, the video game, the book? Is that what
it's called? Aliens Infiltrator?
I'm going to make a book like that one day.
It's called Aliens ... Infiltrator.
I want to make a book based off of the video game that's based off of the movie. That's what I want to do. All right, moving on. So you're not excited about that one. And Elder Scrolls, what did you rate that one?
Looking back, playing it, I give it a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
If you have it and you haven't touched it in a while, it's worth a revisit.
Sweet. Okay. Well, we're gonna try and keep this one under an hour. So let's talk about this past year, a year of entertainness. Let's start with the pleasant things first. Tom, what was your worst punishment?
I hate you. My worst one.
Ruby.
No. Zoobly Zoo is probably my worst one. I hated that so much. I wanted to snap my phone in half while I was watching.
What was just
it was so dumb. I'm watching it, and I'm like, kids were not this stupid.
What's just in a nutshell? What's the one thing that sticks out from that?
It was nightmare fuel.
It was nightmare fuel. It was like the Wizard of Oz on crack.
Okay,
but tried to be made kid friendly.
Was there a thing? I think there was a monkey puppet or something like that.
There was no puppets. There was a lot of singing.
Okay.
These were people that would have a beak or a nose and then feathered hair.
Yeah, it was like the Doctor of Island Moreau.
Yeah.
Kids edition. But no fat Brando wandering around eating Doritos.
So it was terrifying.
Pretty much.
It was not good.
Oh.
Not good at all.
And they sung everywhere they went.
Yeah. Mitch, what was yours worst?
Cats.
Yes.
and I can appreciate a bad movie because they're funny. This one was just bad because it was annoying. They sing the entire time about Jellicle cats.
It is a musical.
Yes, I know. But
preface.
It was just I didn't want to look at it. They were just I don't know.
They're ugly.
Yeah.
Just hairy, naked.
A
people
movie
running around.
that did not need to be made. That was.
I mean, and then poor Idris Elba. Like somebody tricked him into being in that movie. I'm sure.
I don't think they tricked him. I think they just gave him a lot of money.
Yeah, I'm sure he's not too upset about it.
Dame Judi Dench, Ian McKellen.
I forgot Ian McKellen was in it.
Yeah, the two.
I know.
Did he play like an
Cat
old
Gandalf?
Did he play like an old gay cat?
He was a gay cat.
He was a gay cat. Oh my god.
Well,
Boom,
he wasn't officially a gay cat, but you could tell.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
He was a
He
feminist.
didn't. Yeah, he portrayed attractiveness towards the other male cats, but he didn't come out to say it.
Meow.
Yeah, so it was not good. How about you? What was your best punishment or worst? Which
Yeah.
The plumbers don't wear ties sucked. That was the worst. That was
so your own punishment
Punishment.
for you.
Yep.
Was the
He shot himself in the foot. That one's like that meme where the guy's riding the bike. He just shoves the stick through the spikes and just eats it. And he's like, how could this happen?
How did I get punished with that again? I can't even remember.
because we let everybody vote, and I think everybody voted on Facebook
Yeah.
which out of the three that we should use, and then I think something that we did like movies, TV, and games, and each one of us got one of them, and I think we just like rolled a dice or something like that. I don't know.
Somehow I got my own. No, we all got punished with their own punishments back then. I remember that.
Well, he
I
got
don't
punished,
remember.
he got punished with Batwoman,
Yeah, I got yours.
and then I got my own movie.
Yeah. But plumbers don't wear ties was terrible because first off, it's a pain to find just to watch a playthrough, and second off, it's a PowerPoint presentation. So
Portrayed as a game.
Softcore
is.
porno by PowerPoint.
it was terrible. It was just awful, and like the goofy audio quality of the whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. So the reviews to watch it, of people like having to watch it, are funny. You know, like watching the angry video game nerd just like lose his mind trying to explain this game. So, yeah.
Well, I was going to say I wrote down a list of some things that changed over the last year.
Go for it.
Besides the COVID delaying everything for no apparent reason for some of the stuff.
Right.
But we had the release of the PS5 and the Xbox Series X.
Mm-hmm.
The quest
Warzone.
to find them.
Warzone came out after we started the podcast.
Yeah.
That's right, it did.
The lack of any of the superhero movies. Like, there was a superhero movie in February last year, and that was it.
Mm.
We've had, like, the WandaVision stuff come out, but that was it.
The dry spell of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
And then also, we've had actors on the show, talent scouts, producers, directors, sound production people, military firearms instructors.
When you put it like that, it's like we sound like a pretty good show.
Yeah, like, wow.
Yeah,
I'd listen to that show.
Just go with that.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of different people from different fields.
That's the caliber
Let's see
of this
Let's see you match
particular
that.
podcast.
Ellipses entertain this.
Yeah, we've had a copycat.
The great entertain this war.
Yeah.
We're so good. We have people copying our stuff. So,
That's
you know.
true.
Copy is the most form of like envy or something.
Most flattering form of entertainment. I don't know.
Whatever.
Biggest
They
compliment.
want to. They want to be us.
They just wanna be us.
They can't. So, yeah, that is actually. I never heard it spelled out like that. Yeah, I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, I know.
Pat ourselves in the back.
Yeah. You know, hopefully we have more. We have more interesting stuff that comes on. You know, sometimes we put a lot of work into an episode, and sometimes we're like, crap, we got to make an episode. So,
Some
Yeah.
people do.
Yeah. Well,
Some people put up a little
Mitch
more
has
work.
also emailed like multiple people like in or the various industries we talk about and trying to get more interviews because Neil Breen still hasn't gotten back to us.
I don't think he knows how to work email.
Well, his computer's probably not on. He's
Yeah.
probably using one of the ones from his set.
His movie.
We did speak with someone like we spoke with Aculite through email.
Yes, he
You know,
replied to us. He's
So-
a real person.
he said that
He said no, but
he said he didn't have the time at the moment, but in the future there's a possibility. So hopefully maybe we can talk to him or some of the others we emailed. So
Yeah. He's a video game streamer.
if
Yeah.
you
a really good one.
really, really good.
And like, there's a lot of people on my fan base that listen, and they're probably rolling their eyes. But I thought it'd be interesting to get a video game streamer on there because they make money just playing video games, and I
Yeah.
want to know how that works.
Yeah.
So we could do it.
So,
Yeah, just to kind of hear how they came to be with that
Yeah.
being their job.
Yeah,
No.
I would totally wake up to go to work, as in go from there to there
Sit
to
down
play,
for 8 hours,
and play
just playing a game.
play Warzone. I could be
start like clocking overtime or something like that. How does that work?
Yeah, how do I put that on my taxes?
I don't know. Well, what's a fond memory that sticks out? Like I remember the George R. R. Martin rant of Tom. That was a good one.
That was a great one.
Flipped out on George R. Martin.
That was when there was a lot of profanity on this show. Yeah. That was before I managed to dial it back through intense.
You've done better
through intense meditation.
The therapy's working, Tom. Keep it up.
Yeah, we did have the curse punishments. I was listening on a couple of the other podcasts that we've done. And there was one where you have Hayden like dying from hot sauce.
That was the best because he just takes a little dab. It's like, and then he like collapsed. He's just like, he's like, talk about yourself.
I hate spicy food.
Our first podcast with the cursing punishment, where Hayden brought some of the Nerf guns. All you hear is, it's like, oh God!
It's like, yeah, it was pow pow pow. It's like,
I like how I have like cursing deterrents. And it's 2 guns, and I just give one to Mitch.
I didn't get one. I was like, this is lopsided.
We had our podcast where every time Hayden went to talk, somebody was drilling in the background.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Or we had the cars roaring outside.
Yeah, somebody's like firing up like a Hellcat Challenger outside the window.
That was at the studio.
Yeah,
that was bad. So.
I don't miss driving to the studio.
Nope, me neither. That was it was a fun experience. I learned a lot working with those guys, but I think we're doing better branching out and being by ourselves. So we can kind of set our own schedule and we don't have to drive forever.
Yep.
And it isn't expensive.
That's also true. The Joey episode.
Yep, Joey's hilarious. He does a traveling comedy troupe, which I think he's going to next month.
Yeah, he's the cop / wrestler / comedian / director / actor.
He's a clown at some point too.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow, he's a carny.
He's got
a multifaceted man.
He's got a very.
He's a Renaissance guy.
Yeah, he's got a.
We should get him back on the show.
We probably can. It'll have to be in a few months because he's busy making deals. So
I do want to say
wheeling and dealing out there.
Based on our downloads, I want to say a shout out to our listeners in Kenya, South Korea, Thailand, Vietnam. Where else are we? A shout out to our boys in France because they're very loyal listeners, unlike some of you.
We've got some from the Pacific Islands. We've got some from Chile. We've had one from Brazil.
Are we on every continent?
Yes, we've had at least one listen from every continent.
Yes,
other than Antarctica. But,
There's a penguin.
Well, that doesn't count.
Get that penguin on radio.
Get him a phone.
Get him a phone.
Tell him to listen to entertain this.
Let's see. We've been to 24 continents or countries. France, Canada, Germany, Russia, United Kingdom, Austria, Ireland, Jamaica, Philippines, St. Lucia, Kenya, Mexico, Brazil, Spain, South Korea, Turkey, India, Hong Kong, Peru, Vietnam, Indonesia, New Zealand, and Taiwan.
Turkey. So we've broken through almost into the Middle East.
Almost.
We got India. That's as close as we got. But then again, a lot of stuff that
that's technically Asia.
A lot of stuff that we talk about, whenever we put it on YouTube, it gets banned in Cuba, Iran, North Korea, and Syria.
They got something going on over there.
Well, that means Iraq, Afghanistan, and Pakistan are still open.
Yeah.
We're coming for you. You're going to be entertained.
Yeah, we have and we have just as many, if not more, listeners in America.
Oh yeah, we've got 197 different cities that people have listened. 277 listens from Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah. The second highest place, Columbus, Ohio. 100 listens.
Suspicious.
Huh.
That's where
who's based in Columbus, Ohio, Hayden?
The evil entertain this.
Dun dun dun.
The posers. But anyway, if you want to be, if you want us to shout you out or whatever, I don't know how the kids say it nowadays, but if you want us to say, hey,
hashtagged,
this person,
canceled, whatever you want.
Hey, say my name or on the podcast, or talk about this, that so and so says or whatever. That's what we have all of our social mediums for.
Yeah, I mean, if you go to the entertainthispodcast.com, we actually have a place just below the podcast, like embedded playlist, where you can put suggestions, or you can also give us a review. You can just click in there and type in. You don't have to have a profile or anything, but you can just type up, what you think, what you want to hear more about, any punishment suggestions that we should give to Tom.
Yeah, I get phone calls of people asking me to talk about stuff, and I'm like, go to the thing and type it in.
Yeah, it's free. You don't have to make a profile. You just go in there and type in what you want to talk.
Yep. By all means, if you do have great punishments for Tom, you can just call me. That's fine.
Why is it punish Tom?
Because we don't want to be punished.
I don't want to be punished easy.
It's so much fun.
No, it's not.
Because you get so angry about it.
I don't get angry.
He's turning green.
All right, well, we're going to wrap this up in a little bit, but before we do, is there anything from the past year that anybody would like to talk about? I'm just going to say, it was a fun year. It went a lot longer than I thought it was going to go.
I'm surprised
we're still going. Yeah.
I'm surprised we lasted this long.
Yeah, I know. So I appreciate it, and look forward to doing a whole another year.
I think we've been reinvigorated.
Yeah.
We've got over 1,300 downloads at the moment. So.
Nice.
With our comeback and, us branching out on our own, having all the equipment now.
Yeah. And
not having to pay any more money.
I think once we kind of get a little bit more kind of set in our personal lives way on how the future's going to go, we can kind of get a little bit more direction on where the podcast is going to go. We can go 2 places and review things and stuff like that instead of just Tom's apartment.
Yeah.
So
bought solely for this.
So
perfect.
So
perfect life decisions.
We have goals to grow, and hopefully we do. And I appreciate the you loyal listeners for sticking with us and continuing. And I hope
all
you
48 of you.
Yeah.
Tell your friends. Make them listen.
So, but yeah, and we enjoy doing this, and we will continue to do this. So now we're going to do punishments. Let's go ahead and point to the guy that you want to punish on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. You guys talked offline, didn't you?
Nope.
Telepathy.
All right. So I'm getting punished twice.
Yes.
That's it. You're having to watch the long one.
Yeah.
All right. You all pull up your perspective punishments.
I was gonna punish Tom, but then Hayden was so sure that I was gonna punish Tom, I had to throw a curveball.
I never said you were gonna. I never acted like I was sure that you're gonna punish Tom. That's good.
All right, Hayden, you have to watch The Oogie Loves in the Big Balloon Adventure.
What is that?
It's a 2012 children's film that cost $20 million to make, and it made $500,000.
Oof.
Christopher Lloyd's in it.
Ugh.
Jamie Presley, Tony Braxton, Cloris Leachman, Chaz Palminteri. Here's just a. This looks like real life, but Barney crap, and there's like Klaus from American Dad in the bike.
No, man. All right. Is it a movie?
Yeah, it's a movie.
So long. All right, Mitch, what do you got?
Manimal, the TV show.
I have heard of this.
Is that about Randy White?
Wow.
It's like
Oh
a
my
70s
God.
or 80s TV show.
Manimal, starring Simon McCorkindale,
McCorkindale. That's a terrible name.
Melody Anderson, Michael D. Roberts.
In a suit of armor for no reason.
How did Mitch get out of this unscathed? You know he's not being
Yeah,
punished,
that's right.
Oh,
It's not too late, Tom. You could change it.
I'm just saying.
Nah, you getting punished twice is worth it. I'll let Mitch didn't choose me, so I'll honor this brief truce.
All right, it's people in tight jeans beating the crap out of
Hold
each
on,
other.
let's
I
see.
got it.
Let me show you the transformation. Oh well.
You got covered in mud by that car.
It's so loud. Everything's just screeching trumpets. and stuff.
Manimal.
All right, Tom.
Just wait till you see the transformations.
Here's the highlight from the Soviet Lord of the Rings.
Soviet.
That's right. Apparently,
What am I? I can't see. Oh, that's the rig.
the
Tinfoil.
Soviets made their version of the Lord of the Rings back in the 70s. And it was lost in some like Soviet vault after the collapse of the Soviet Union.
Jeez.
Probably for a reason.
They found it like a couple years ago, and they posted it on YouTube, and it looks great.
And it's only in Russian.
It's all yeah. Well,
gotta-
you watched enough Lord of the Rings that you can understand what's going on. But I love
What is that?
that's magic, man.
That was a picture of stars going
Yeah.
across the screen. It didn't move.
It's a wizard throwing his cape out, and bam, fireworks.
That guy looks like he's like going insane from like boom boom dragons.
It's just like
Is that Gandalf?
I don't know. I watched the Hobbit version, and Gandalf comes walking out, and he looks like Rasputin, which was hilarious. He had like the little, Russian bear hat thing going on.
Of course he did. What's the
and
name of the stupid
giant
movie I'm
beard.
punishing with?
Just type in Soviet Lord of the Rings. That's it.
No, I'm trying to find a trailer.
For what?
for what you have to watch so you can understand the gravity of it.
I feel like I got it.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
What was it called again?
We still have 6 minutes.
Oh, man.
The official trailer.
Of what? What is this again?
The Oogie, I don't even know. It just looks like a total dumpster fire. It's
Oogie
rated
something.
G.
For a general audience. I should make my kids watch it.
Please be reminded that once the show starts, if you plan on talking, if you feel like singing, and if you can't stop dancing,
then you're in the right place.
Oh, this is getting so much better.
It's time for
Their
all you kids to get out
voices
of
are
your
nails
seats
on a
and
chalkboard. Toofy? Wow. All right. Yeah, voices are nails on a chalkboard.
Your son's gonna hate you.
Wow,
All right.
that looks terrible. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it.
I can't wait for this next episode.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. I got a busy week. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
And then we're just going to double down.
Yeah.
Yeah, since you got 2, a double down would mean 4.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
That would be a whole.
Go ahead,
episode.
Brandon. Tempt fate.
I had to do 2 punishments, 1 episode. That was a lot.
Yeah.
So
I wanted to pick a movie because there's no excuse. You have to watch it.
Yeah.
You can't watch somebody play a crappy video game this time.
And if y'all send
you
me,
do the same thing, okay?
if y'all send me the links, like from the Facebook links or the YouTube links for those, I can put them on the website so people can see our trailers of what we're punished with and the things we review. And stuff
I did
like
it for one game. For Thunder in Paradise, the video game.
Relax. It's gonna be okay.
I did it for that unicorn something that you
Yeah,
can't
you know,
watch.
We all
big rigs.
we all do it.
That,
You did buy big rigs though.
Yeah, I played Big Rigs.
the one level.
The one
Go.
level,
Complete.
You, can only
You
go
won.
in reverse for like 1,000 miles an hour.
That was funny. You just break the computer. Well, we're actually about to go play some video games and celebrate and throw that stuff up on our.
Yeah, I got a capture card so we can record what we play and put it
Yeah.
out there so y'all can see.
We'll set up our microphones so you can hear us trash talking each other. I'll go ahead and put out a disclaimer for probably profanity, but whatever. And yeah, if you want to partake and talk to us online, by all means. And if you want to play with us, message Mitch and we'll set something up. So I think that's about it, though. Unless anybody's got anything to say.
I mean, you got double punished, so that's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was like a successful day.
Very successful.
No.
I mean, I
got
gotta
out
watch
scot-free.
Soviet Union Lord of the Rings.
It's gonna
I'm
be
sure at the
exciting.
end it ends with some like communist nonsense.
They're
and,
going
like,
to talk about how, people working together for.
the collective must go on.
Even though you're a king, Aragorn,
In Soviet Shire.
your money belongs to us. All right. Well, goodbye from Mitch.
Goodbye, Mitch.
Bye. Goodbye from Tom.
Bye, Tom.
Goodbye from me. Goodbye.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.